Good afternoon, students. This is Arindam Bag here, and today our topic is Manik Bandyopadhyay. You can see in the presentation also in the opening slide, you can see there is also a name mentioned as Prabodh Kumar Bandyopadhyay. Why it is like that? So this is there is a story here about this particular thing also. Why a particular person has been named in two way or two different name has been used on the title slide. Manik Bandyopadhyay is actually the pen name, and he was famous in that name. His original name was Prabodh Kumar Bandyopadhyay, and he was born in the month of May, 19th May 1908, and he passed away on 3rd December 1956. So, this is the initial information about Manik Bandyopadhyay, or rather Prabodh Kumar Bandyopadhyay. So let us understand some, or let us, discuss about some information about the author. So who was he actually? He was an Indian author and also a novelist, and he is regarded as one of the major figures of the 20th century Bengali literature. Yes, you heard it right. Bengali literature belongs to this, beautiful language, and then why I am giving a presentation on him, because it is his work is enlisted in English honors third for the students of third year Vidyasagar University. So that's why we are supposed to deal with him. So he was an Indian writer and novelist, and also one of the major figures of 20th century Bengali literature, and he had a lifespan of only 48 years, and most of the time he was battling with illness and financial crisis. Now there's something very common about authors, poets, novelists. What is that part? Most of them suffered illness and financial crisis. If I compare him with John Keats, he was also suffering from health issues, and he also passed away very early. So he produced almost 36 novels, and though some of the novels, though the information is 36 novels, but if you go to the list of his work, you will see that around 39 novels are enlisted against him, and why it is like that. So some of them were published posthumously after his death, and he wrote around 250 short stories. Wow, that's a big name, big list actually. So his notable works, some of the notable works for which he was very famous, the name of those novels were like Padma Nodir Maji. In English translation, we say The Boatman on the River Padma, which was published in the year 1936. Putul Nachir Iti Kotha, it is also very famous. The Puppet's Tale, 1936. And then you have Shohor Toli, which is known as Suburbia, which was published in the year 1941. Then you have Chotushkon, The Quadrilateraler. It was published in the year 1948. So these are some notable works of Manik Bandyopadhyay, or rather Prabodh Kumar Bandyopadhyay. So let us move to his early life and try to understand his life first. Then we will be able to understand the novels also. Why he wrote things like that, or why he mentioned issues which was at that time, and the issues of the contemporary society. It was always been mentioned or highlighted in his works. So he was born on 19 May 1908 in Dumka. Yeah, Dumka was actually it is a small town right now. It is in Jharkhand, but previously it was in the Santal Parganas, and it was in the state of Bihar in British India. So he was born in a Bengali Kulin Brahmin family. So that is very interesting. Kulin Brahmin. Now, who are these people actually? Kulin Brahmins are, a relatively small subset of Bengal Brahmins belonging to Hindu religion. They trace themselves to the four families of Kanauj in North India who migrated to Bengal. Now, his real name was Prabodh Kumar Bandyopadhyay. I told you at the beginning, and his complexion was, dark. So, which is very common about Indian. We do not have any fair complexion. Most of us has a very, dark complexion. So, because of his dark complexion, he was known to his family members as Kala Manik. Kala means black, and Manik means diamond. So, black diamond, or simply he is known as Manik. Now, his ancestral home was in Malapadia village of Bikrampur, which is currently in Dhaka, presently at Bangladesh. Now, his father's name was Sri Horihar Bandyopadhyay, and he was a sub-register magistrate, so who had been working in different parts of then Bengal, like Calcutta, Bihar, Tangail, Brahmanbaria, etc., due to government rules. So basically, his father was a government officer who was appointed as a sub register and had a transferable job. And he was the fifth of the 14 children of his parents. 14 children. Okay, back in those days, there was no family planning or things like that. So back in those days, it was very common to have 14 children. If we check the life or biography of John Donne also, you will find around this number of, he was father of this number of children, around 14, 15 or like that. So his father was Horihar Bandyopadhyay and his mother was Niroda Devi. So Horihar Babu or Mr. Horihar Bandyopadhyay was a sub-register and he was posted in different parts of Bengal. Now, how this affects Manik Bandyopadhyay? It actually helped Manik Bandyopadhyay to see the various aspects of Bengal and India. This gave Manik to experience life and living of people in different parts of Bengal in his early life, which helped him a lot to understand the society in a better way. So next we have the literary life. Now what happened, how it started. So one day he was sitting with his friends in their college canteen, and there was like a argument, a debate over something, and the debate was on a magazine Bichitra, and there was a rumor that only a good novelist or a reputed novelist, their stories are allowed to be published in the magazine Bichitra. So, but Manik Bandyopadhyay didn't accept this. He said, well, anybody who can write something good, if he is having a quality writing, then definitely their works will be published. So there was like nobody believed him, and everybody said, well, why don't you try? So at that time his first story was ready, so it was good enough for that purpose. He gave it a thought and thought, well, I will do this. So he went to the office of Bichitra, which was actually a leading periodical and which carried stories only by eminent authors. So basically a very high class periodical it was, which only allow very renowned authors. So Manik Bandyopadhyay one day walked into the office of that periodical and dropped the story Otoshi Mami, Aunt Otoshi, in the letterbox. He dropped it just like that. And at the end of the story, he signed off as Manik Bandyopadhyay. I told you earlier, his original name was Prabodh Kumar Bandyopadhyay, but he signed off that particular story as Manik Bandyopadhyay. So it's been 4 months, then one day the story was published. It was published in the year 1928. And the moment it was published, it created sensation in the literary circles of Bengal. And from then on, the pen name stuck. So this is how things started. Now let us move to the socio and political views Yep, it is also been said that Bengal is usually communist in their attitude, especially the elite intellectuals. They believe in communist ideology. So, Manik Bandyopadhyay was also one of them. Manik Bandyopadhyay carefully read Marx and Engels, and he became a Marxist. So later on, he became an active politician of Marxism, and he joined Communist Party of India in 1944. So this is Manik Bandyopadhyay's social and political views. Now let us have a look to the fascinating list of his works. You can see uh, in this particular page uh, on my left hand side, this side actually, these are novels. Oh, sorry, that changed actually. Just give it a moment. Well, this is novel, and this is short story, this section. So the novel starts from 1935. The first one is Janoni, and the last one you can see is Shanti Lota, which was published in the year 1960. It was published posthumously. So you can see the last four novels, they started from 1956. They were published posthumously. His last novel, while he was alive, was Mashul. It was published in the year 1956. Short story started in the year 1935, and it started with Otoshi Mami, the very one which I mentioned earlier, and it ended with Ashohojog. Now, apart from this he wrote some drama also. One of them is Vite Mati. It was published in the year 1946, and then we have the prose collection Lekhoker Kotha. It was published in 1957 posthumously again, and Aprokashito Manik Bandyopadhyay, Journals and Lectures. It was published in 1976, and there was a collection of poetry also, Manik Bandyopadhyay Kobita. It was published in 1970 posthumously. So later on, you will find Manik Bandyopadhyay Somogro. It was published by Paschim Bongo Sahitya Academy. And it is fascinating to know that the government of West Bengal actually supported it, and at that time deputy chief minister was respected Buddhadev Bhattacharya. He, or rather West Bengal government, published this collection of Manik Bandyopadhyay. You can take a look about this in a particular app also, which is available in Play Store. Even I have seen this. So that will be great, because in a particular app you will find all the works of Manik Bandyopadhyay. So that will be all, and most of the informations which I have collected, it is from wikipedia.com. And thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel and help my channel to grow. Let me tell you something, I have 197 subscribers. I need 3 subscribers only to complete 200 marks. So I hope you will subscribe. Thank you for watching this.